Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're having a lovely Sunday so far. Sorry, got distracted then. So we just thought that we would come back today and take it easy and do a little bit more diamond painting. So I have put the title as Cat and Chat because there's a chance that Zelda will make an appearance at some point. You're right, Tim. But Zelda is currently asleep upstairs at the moment, so she might appear. Who knows? How's it going, Tim? Have you recovered from your cider marathon yesterday? Peter's around. He's eating eggs on toast at the moment. So he will be here shortly. Ugh, made me sick. Primo, how are you? And yes, it is I would say us, but Pete is not in the room at the moment. I feel like I've lost a drill and I can't figure out where it's come from. We'll worry about that later. Not too bad. That's good to hear. What have you been up to? I know. You sound quite excited about the fact that it's autumn. You hate summer, it gets too hot. I guess we've had a couple of hot days this year, but it doesn't really feel like we've had the best summer in terms of weather. Oh yeah, alright, fair point, Tim. Yeah, that was quite a warm weekend. Oh, 20 degrees is hot. Alright, fair enough. 10? No, 10's too low. Maybe like a nice temperate 16. That'll do me. And no rain. Like we've had too much rain this week. Like, how have you guys all been doing with the well, I'm assuming flooding, because from your parts of the country there seems to be a lot of news about floods recently. I think we got quite lucky down here, or at least where we are. Oh really? Oh, okay, Tim. I thought there might be floods over your way. Not too high up. Oh, I guess it's a benefit, right? You might have to walk up and down hills, but at least you don't get flooded. I think there were some floods in other parts of Essex, but we've not seen anything around here, fortunately. Just rain and puddles. Although, if we believe what the news is telling us, aren't we due for an October heat wave? But then, I did see in my newsfeed the other day, like one article was going on about the heat wave, and then the immediate next one was going on about snow in the UK. So, slow news day, I guess. Yeah, every year is going to be an Indian summer. Like, right, okay. It's like you don't have anything else to report on, do you? Might get a heat wave at Christmas. You never know. Oh, have I just done that one wrong? Right, we're just going to pull that one off because I think I might have put that one in the wrong place. If I can pull it off. I should have brought tweezers. I said this last week. No, that one's actually right. Stick it back down, quick. That'll teach me for not paying attention. The weather forecast recently have been completely out. Yesterday we were told it's a 10% chance of rain. Today it's 90%. There's no rain yet. Yeah. I know that feeling. Like all the weather warnings keep popping up for down here and we're like, where's the rain? Although it's gotten cold. It's been a bit chilly, so much so that Peter's insisted that the heating went on. Worse. Loss of life rain warnings were coming up, and it was just gentle rain. Yeah. The newspapers are terrible, aren't they? Like, the second I don't have anything, there's nothing going on, it's like, we'll just chuck out a weather warning. And I've noticed, like, in my newsfeed recently, there's been a lot of stories which are like, oh, like people who dry their clothes are going to get £70. They're going to be forced to pay £70. And you're like, right. And then when you look at the thing, they're like, oh, if you dry your clothes inside, you're going to get mould. And it's like, right. And this is a news story? How? Tornado. There was a tornado down here last week, apparently. In some part of Essex. Although I can't say that we saw it. It was quite windy though. Close enough. Yeah. Well, as Promo said, it is autumn now, right? Like, I've got to do the annual job of switching the clothes over next weekend. So putting away all the sundresses and pulling out all the jumpers. You're alright, Nomad. How you doing? And apologies for being like really annoying during Life is Strange last week. Unfortunately, Pete and I can get a bit sarcastic when it comes to Life is Strange. And that is definitely not straight. It does not want to move. Alright, okay, note to self, up the sarcasm level. I'm joking. To be fair, it's not been too bad yet, although I don't like the like I said last week, the the relationship thing is really contrived. Like, as soon as you meet the love interest, before they're even announced as a love interest, you know that they're a love interest. And it's like, well, like, why does there need to be one? Like, I can't remember the protagonist's name, but why can't, like, she just be like, no, I'm cool. Like, I'm alright on my own. Don't need anyone. And it, like, to me, it kind of does always seem very kind of like almost black and white. Like, here's a male, here's a female. Which one do you want? Like, well, maybe neither. But then, as we've discussed before, I'm not really a big fan of kind of romance in video games. Just doesn't really do it for me. Oh, it is a valid option. Good. I don't like being forced into relationships in games. All right, it's Pete. You had breakfast, lunch, brunch. Apparently he's going to say hello quick and then he's going to go do something. Although the do something kind of trailed off into a mumble, so I'm not sure what that thing is.
Alright. Hello everyone, Tim Zors, Mr. Promo. Hang on, I can feel a certain sexiness in the stream. Must be Nomad.
Hey, it's alright, we're opening a new colour. What are you up to now?
Huh?
I said, what are you up to now?
I'm sitting next to you, aren't I? Has everyone's weekend been suitably impressive? I hope.
Oh, that was a little bit too many. Let's put some, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I was just telling everyone how much you enjoyed Nomad streaming Life is Strange last weekend.
I'm going to be honest. Life is Strange is a struggle for me in any of its forms.
You love it, really?
No, I don't. No. Why don't they just cheer the fuck up? You know what I mean? What's the matter with them?
It's all about the angst, Pete.
I know it's all about the angst. I get the angst, but
that's what makes video games sell. Angst. Oh, and boobs. You haven't got any choice. You've got to go for angst or go for boobs. That's it. Otherwise your video game will not become profitable.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's a sale on.
Oh. What is there a sale on?
Watchfinder.
Oh, okay. Pete's looking at watches. Angst Boob Gun Assassin coming to Steam near you. Woo!
Ooh.
We know what Tim's working on now. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably already games like that on Steam. Yeah, some of the recommendations we get. And that just sounded really dodgy, didn't it? Like, Kim, Pete, what have you been looking at? I meant more like, we kind of talked about this before. If you want to see games like The Witcher, which have sexual content in them, you kind of have to permit sexual content on Steam. But then you get thrown all these curveballs of like really like games where sexual content is the whole point, if you know what I mean. Although I think they made some changes, didn't they? So it's a bit better. But yeah, okay, we did do KFC dating. We did do that. And we got dumped. Screw the Colonel. Doesn't know what he's missing. There's me going, oh, I don't like romance in video games. And yeah, we did play the KFC dating game.
Yeah, we did.
But that was for New Year's Eve, and we were eating KFC at the time. So, you know, justification. Yeah, but I don't really mind that, because it's not like the sole kind of, it's not the sole focus, and it's kind of part of the storyline, if that makes sense. Like, if the developer has chosen to tell a story where like romance is part of the storyline, I can deal with that. That's fine. But it's when you're kind of like, I don't know, like yeah, but like that's the whole kind of, I don't know. I'm struggling to explain it this morning. Give a girl a break. Come on. Maybe I just hate Life is Strange. I'm trying to find reasons to pick on it. There we go. No, but it was like, alright, spoilers. If anyone hasn't played Life is Strange True Colours and wants to, please stop listening for the next 5 minutes while I have a rant. Alright, that was your warning. Like, no, Mad, you'll have to remind me, what is the protagonist's name
Frank.
in True Colours?
Frank.
No, it's not Frank.
It is Frank.
It's not Frank. I don't think it is Frank. Is it Alex?
It's Frank.
Alex. Ah, that was a good guess, wasn't it? Ah, got it right.
Frank.
Yeah, so Alex walks into this record store.
Barman says, "Why the long face?"
Yeah, we're going to ignore that and move on. Alex walks into a record store, not promo, Alex from Life is Strange. And like she's almost immediately kind of confronted with male-female love interests within like a couple of minutes of each other. And it's just all so like, I don't know, like obvious and like, oh, okay, it's going to be these two then. if you know what I mean. But then saying that, I haven't played True Colours myself, and I don't know how the story finishes. So the relationship aspect could be a big point of the storyline. And there I am defending Monkey Island and slagging off Life is Strange. So maybe I should just shush my mouth.
Yeah, shush your mouth.
Yeah, maybe
shush your mouth. Would you like a tea?
Yeah, I would actually.
But do you want a berry tea?
Yeah, I'll have a berry tea, please.
What, apple berry or normal berries?
Berry, please. Are you having a tea?
I am, and then I'm going to Tim Tam.
It's Sunday. Pete's allowed biscuits. Alright, Nomad, don't give too much away. But does Life is Strange True Colours have a happy ending or a sad ending? I mean, obviously it's already a bit sad because the brother's dead, but... I put too many drills out this time. Never mind, we should deal with it. Happy overall, but with some strife along the way. See, angst. The angst sells video games. To be fair, I can't really say I'm surprised by that response, because life is strange, right? Is there like a big decision at the end? So like you know, like with the original Life is Strange, where you kind of got to choose whether to save Chloe or not. Is there a similar type decision at the end of True Colours? The sticky stuff is running out already. This whole diamond painting thing is really slow going. But I guess it does force me to slow down a little bit, which isn't a bad thing. Yeah, there's a big decision for Alex to make, but that's after the climax and the mystery element, which you also have to make some choices that will define how that goes. Oh, okay. So, in the bit that we watched you play last week, have we seen what... Is there any hints as to what that mystery element is? Because, sort of thinking on it now, like what we saw from your playthrough, I couldn't tell you what that mystery element was, other than, like, we all know that dude kind of did something to make the brother die, or to kind of cause his death, and, you know, is he going to admit to it or not? Like, that's kind of the only thing off the top of my head I can kind of think of. Wrong colour. So is there something else that has happened that we've seen that I just haven't picked up on yet, if you know what I mean? Basically, am I being a dunce? It's something to do with why that guy did that, but we haven't really discovered anything yet. Okay, right, so I'm not being an idiot. It's just, it hasn't been alluded to yet. Okay. And then I feel a little bit better about myself now. I think that's all of that colour for now. Oh, there's a couple more there. Let's just grab them. Well, we've got the colour out. Let's just do them. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is the right way to do diamond painting. Kind of just randomly do dots, whether we should do sort of be more regimented, but that's how I'm going to do it. So how many more hours do you reckon you've got to go of that Nomad? Right, what are we doing next? Pete brings tea. Thank you very much. Okay, what are we we're going for now. I think we're going to go for A next. Yeah, let's go for A. Oh, and we just splattered drill bits over it. Hello. It's Van Gogh with a cat.
What?
Just because
Tim Tam.
Pete's got biscuits. 6 to 8 hours to go. All right. Did you hear that? You got 6 to 8 hours of Life is Strange to go yet. We are nowhere near finished. Fan Pokemon Go more like, clever pun. Just shouldn't talk with your mouth full, you know? Right. A is 9.
I think everybody today should go and buy Tim Tams and do Tim Tam slams because they're very good.
I can't remember what we were talking about now. You've thrown me off track.
6 to 8 hours of Life is Strange left.
No, before that.
I wasn't here before that.
Oh, well, it's just your distracting personality, Pete. What can I say? Oh, well, we got them from Tesco, if that helps. Because we did the weekly shop on Monday, as we normally do. Pete saw them and got very excited, and then was like, no, I'm not going to buy them, being good. And then went back today to get stuff for dinner for tonight and bought them.
Sup, Jake?
You're right, Jake. It's a very fetching pink.
It's more of a cerise.
Yeah, it's quite nice. How was your cider yesterday? And what did you try?
Oh, that's right. It was Beer Festival day, wasn't
It was. Oh, I love elderflower. Was it nice? Elderflower cider sounds good. Yeah, there you go. Tim Tams. To be fair, like Tesco's is the only supermarket that we've got close, so we don't really have a lot of choice. But that probably explains why we also hate Tesco. Plus club card. But like that is your nearest supermarket as well, isn't it?
But that just means you can buy Tim Tams, see?
There you go. Pete is pushing the Tim Tams on everyone today. Oh, Tim, if you're there, right, we recently discovered that our local Tesco's does the, you know, the jellies that we had at Kitacon, like the fruity, fizzy, soft drink ones. Yeah, the good ones. Yeah, they sell them now. Okay, so I'm not the only one who likes elderflower then. Like, Pete hates it. He
Yeah, it's
says
rubbish.
It just tastes like flowers.
Shite.
But I really like it. Oh yeah, elderflower and apple's good. Not overly fond of pears personally. Yeah, give me anything with elderflower in it. I'm gonna go and have to hunt down elderflower cider now. That sounds nice. Although, you know, it's getting colder, so that's a good excuse for mulled cider. I like mulled cider. Ugh. How many days we got till Christmas now? Something ridiculously small,
Probably
isn't
about
it?
5 or something.
Yeah, it
Stupid.
feels like it.
Not enough.
Alright, here's a question for everyone, right? Who in chat actually enjoys Christmas? Like, do you like Christmas? Oh, Halloween first, sorry. So this is all stemming from a conversation I had with my hairdresser yesterday. This is why I'm asking. You did when you were a kid, yeah. So I'm talking about like now, as an adult. Like, do you enjoy Christmas? And like, not like Pete would say he enjoys it, but that's just because he enjoys a roast dinner. It's not actually Christmas. He'd be happy to have the roast dinner any time of the year.
That
Like-
is not true. Christmas dinner is king.
Oh yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, not like specifically, oh yeah, I like the Christmas food. Like, do you like Christmas as the holiday? It's annoying. All the Christmas music in stores drives me mad. Tim says it's just fine. So that's like Pete's version of it's alright. Nomad's indifferent. Yeah, like I was talking about this with my hairdresser yesterday. Because we were sort of saying about how like the shops have started bringing out Christmas stuff, and you know, and he said like all of his clients, he said like there's hardly anyone now that says, oh yeah, I really enjoy Christmas. Like everyone hates it and can't be bothered. So his theory is that sort of when Ethan's generation are our age, Christmas won't be a thing anymore. Like, at least in terms of the like non-religious celebration, if you know what I mean. But pinks in blankets, yeah, but you can have pinks in blankets at any time of the year, surely. Like, if you really wanted them. Enjoy it as an end of year festivity. Enjoy taking time off and stuff. If Christmas itself wasn't a thing, as long as I could take time off, I'd be happy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of Christmas stuff in the shops now. Like after haircut, I wanted to pick up some hot chocolate. And just Christmas stuff everywhere. God. You're right, Phil. Oh, look, he had pigs in blankets and then he appeared. Look. But again, like, you can have pigs in blankets at any time of the year. Yeah, but you could have mince pies at any time of the year, right? Like, alright, admittedly, you'd have to make them. Yeah, there you go. See, no man's got the right idea. Like, is there anything that specifically happens at Christmas, be it food or otherwise, that Christmas is the only time of the year that you can do that thing? Like, if you say to me, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that is specifically Christmas. That's kind of not what I meant, Promo. I was just trying to think of something, like, all the things that people say they enjoy about Christmas, like, they're perfectly acceptable on any other day of the year, right? Well, then I was trying to think, like, if there's anything that you can only do at Christmas.
Put a Christmas tree up.
You enjoy surviving Whamageddon. All right, okay. I guess that is something that you can only do at Christmas. Yeah, most people you speak to are just like, yeah, it's the food. It's the food. It's the food.
And the presents. I like getting presents.
Yeah, but we don't do presents anymore.
No.
Like, we do presents for my nephew because he's like 5, so obviously he still believes in Santa. And we do presents for Ethan because, well, he's not young, but do you know what I mean? And other than that, we don't really do presents for anyone else. We surprised your mum last year with a present, but it wasn't a like, oh, we're all agreeing we're going to get presents. It was, we saw something and thought she'd like it. You splurge more money on fancy foods at Christmas. You can get them after not being severe debt. Yeah, know that feeling. Being present. Are you ever present, Phil? A DJ duck. Yeah, to be fair, if someone bought me a DJ duck, I'd be very happy. You know me, ducks.
Oh no.
Not at the conference. What's the matter, Pete? What are you oh-manning about?
I don't think I can get a student discount.
Oh no. Are you upset?
A little bit.
Oh. Alright, so then to turn the conversation around, seeing as Tim told me off for talking about Christmas before Halloween. Is anyone doing anything for Halloween? Does anyone enjoy Halloween?
I will probably be breathing for Halloween.
Yeah, but some people make like a really big deal out of it, don't they? Like my hairdresser, Ben, is pagan, and he normally does quite a lot over Halloween. Like he takes a week off and does several activities, shall we say. You bought your sweetie bowl for Halloween. Maybe play a scary game. There's a Halloween party in a bar near us. Like, you know, it is fancy dress, so Pete is obviously not keen. But I just can't see that many people going to it. You never done anything for Halloween. Cheap chocolate in stores afterwards is welcome though. Yeah. Like we don't have a lot of kids, like young kids on our street. So, like in the however many years, how many years have we been here? 8? 7?
So,
Dunno.
something
However many years.
more
we've
than
been
5,
here,
less than 10.
Yeah. We've never had one trick or treater.
No, but we do turn the lights off and put that sign on the front door that says "Feck off, trick or treaters."
No, like what we figured out is, like in our area, if you kind of welcome trick or treaters, like they expect you to kind of decorate the garden. Like if you haven't decorated your garden, they'll take that as a sign that, like please don't knock at our door. But like I said, we don't have. I think we've got like a toddler now, 2 toddlers on the street, like recently from families that have either had children or moved in. But yeah, it's not really a thing on our street. On the on the main street through town, it is like you see sort of families like with little kids dressed up, but like we can escape it if we want to, if you know what I mean. So the first year we moved in, we bought all these like Halloween sweets, and then me and Pete just ended up eating them. Take Zelda trick or treating. I found an article in my newsfeed yesterday that was like this like scientists who wanted to look at cat brainwaves, because like cats with chronic illnesses, they wanted to see if certain smells or sounds like offer like pain relief. But because the cats kept moving around, they had to come up with a way to take the brainwaves. So they knitted little hats for them and put sensors in the hats and then put them on the cats. So Pete was quite overjoyed by this.
They look quite cool, didn't it? Little cats. They had holes for their ears, so their ears could poke through them.
Cat purring is apparently good for astronaut post-space as it assists with their muscle activity. Really? Huh. That's interesting. And somewhat unexpected, but who knew? Needs more sticky stuff. Wow, we've gone from like Christmas to Halloween to cats in hats. Not entirely sure how we got there, but we did. Is anyone doing like any special streams for Halloween? Although I think we've only really got Nomad in chat that streams. Yeah, back in Brenda's house. No, she's upstairs. She was asleep on the bed because she decided to have zoomies and attack toys, and then crashed out. So she might make an appearance in a bit. The rain, and Nomad might find this too. Like when it rains, we seem to get attack of the zoomies all the time. When are you guys getting your cat, Tim and Jake? You still thinking about it? And Promo, what happened to you getting your pet as well? Well, I think you were kind of debating what pet to get, weren't you? We sort of last spoke about it. Oh, nice. All right, Nomad. I've not actually played any of the Silent Hill games, so I'd be quite interested to see it. You're hunting at cat shelters at the moment. Nice. Adopt, don't shop. It's always nice to have a cat to cuddle up to when it gets cold. Remember though, cat is for life, not just for Christmas. It's been so long since the last Silent Hill. Fingers crossed this one is actually good. How many Silent Hill games are there? And like obviously no spoilers, but do they like follow the same protagonist? Like 179. Damn, I've got a lot to catch up on then. What I'm trying to say is like, is it like Final Fantasy where it's kind of connected but not, or is it like an ongoing story, if you know what I mean? I tried watching a playthrough of the original Silent Hill, but it just wasn't a very interesting playthrough to watch. I kind of get the feeling that it'd be more interesting if you played it for yourself. But as we know, I'm not great at playing horror games myself. I can watch them, and I found that I quite enjoy watching playthroughs of horror games while I'm on the treadmill, weirdly. But I think that's because it's in a setting where it's kind of daytime and it's so the opposite of horror game that it takes the edge off of it, if you know what I mean. And I can manage it. Eight so far. 8, bloody hell. Alright. Silent Hill is the place. the place is the same, but it reflects different torments of the protagonist, so it differs through them. All right, okay, that makes sense. So what is Silent Hill itself then? Like, in the sort of bit that I watched of the first game, it's like, oh, Silent Hill was a town, but obviously it's not a town if it is reflecting people's inner demons. Right, sorry, a bit more tea. And some more drills. It's a town, but also kind of like purgatory, where people get trapped. There's like 3 dimensions to Silent Hill that you travel between. All right. Okay. I'm digging it. I can get into it. So is there doing like a number 2 remake? Is there a number 1 remake? And wasn't Silent Hill 2 written by the same guy who wrote her story? Or is that another Silent Hill? I know that he was like involved with one of the Silent Hill games. There's a loose remake of Silent Hill 1 on the Wii and PS2 called Shattered Mirror. How do I know that? That sounds really familiar. And I have a PS2. Why is it a loose remake? Not strictly the same game. Same characters but considerably different plot. Right, okay. So then why remake the second one and not the first one then? Like a direct remake. And what's with all the flipping remakes? We seem to just keep getting remakes of remakes recently. Like we've had the Broken Sword one. Silent Hill 2 is a standalone story and is considered the best in the series. Right, okay, so you can essentially play Silent Hill 2 without playing any of the others and you wouldn't miss out on anything. Is that what we're saying? Silent Hill 1 does connect to Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill Origins. Oh, right, okay, it's getting confusing now. It's Konami, yeah. At least it's not Metal Gear levels, kind of confusing. Yeah. I've only ever played one Metal Gear game and I don't intend on playing another. Sorry for all the fans out there. But yeah, there was a lot in it that didn't do it for me. Like, no. Pete's back. Oh, only briefly, he says.
Hi, I'm back. But I am going to have a shave now.
Are you? Pete's
Yes,
going to have a shave.
I've shaved my boat race.
And why is that, Pete?
Huh?
Why is that?
Why?
Is it because you forgot to have a shave before we went out last night?
Yeah. I apologised.
Yeah, Pete got like totally ready, looked in the mirror and then went, oh shit, I haven't shaved. Oh God, seriously? Do we, like, maybe I'm just getting old and cynical. And like I said last week, we're kind of not really playing video games at the moment. But all these remakes, like, honestly, like, it just seems like there's such a cash grab at the moment. Like, do we really need, like, remakes? Like, there was something in my newsfeed the other day about an upcoming Uncharted remake. And you're like, how many versions of Uncharted is there? The same as things like Broken Sword and, oh, Myst. Myst is the worst one. How many freaking Myst games are there? And I'm not talking about games like sequels, I mean remakes, remasters, VR, like mobile phone version.
I get the VR. That makes sense. But
Oh, there'll be a VR remake soon. Wait for it.
but then that's not so great. But anywho, shaving. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do it.
Go and have a shave.
Oh,
Yeah, alright. Promo's got a point, right? Like, if consumers didn't keep buying the remakes, they wouldn't keep making them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I've noticed the same thing in the movie industry too. It's all remakes and sequels. There's fear of making new things. Yeah, because a remake and a sequel have already got a fan base, right? It's ready made. You don't have to put as much risk into the profit. I kind of understand, like, remaking games that can't be played in any other way, if you get what I mean. Like, if there's like a really classic game but you can't play it right now because, I don't know, you can't download it, it doesn't, the equipment doesn't run anymore, whatever. I kind of get that, but it's just like, we've got I think we were saying last week, like the remake of Horizon Zero Dawn, like, I think I might have it on disc if you want it, Tim. Well, no, you have it, you've got to find a disc drive then. Yeah, no one does, right? Like, Pete was trying to find a drive to sort all our music out, and he had to go and buy one in the end. Oh, sorry, I'm just sorting out the sticky stuff because it's not sticky anymore. Alright, so let me throw this question out to everyone in chat then. What is the game? I know that we're kind of moaning about remakes and remasters. What is the game that you would like to see? Like, what game would you be really excited if there was a remake or a remaster? And what game would you really like a sequel to? Final Fantasy IX, which you might be playing right now. I'm gonna say, oh, would you like a sequel to that? But no, I'm guessing you mean a remake or a remaster. Just this game. Just more of this game. Put that there so we're organised. An actual remake of Metal Gear Solid from 1998. Okay. Interesting. After we've just slagged off Metal Gear Solid. Sorry, Phil. Too optimistic, too joyful, too nice. A remake would suck for this with modern development sensibilities. But you can dream, Tim. You can dream. Metal Gear 1 Solid wasn't quite the Kojima craziness of Metal. Yeah, I played Metal Gear Solid 2. Fuck, like no. Charles, how you doing? Eternal Darkness. Now that name rings a bell, and I can even picture the font of the title, but I don't actually know what that is. Is that like a PlayStation? The weird GameCube. That must have come up in my newsfeed recently in like a list of games because I can see the font in my head. Metal Gear Solid is the most crazy story wise. Okay, so basically I played the worst one then. I just think the whole Metal Gear thing is not for me. There's certain elements of it which do not sit right with me at all. Max Payne remake already in progress. Oh my god, don't tell me there's a remake in progress. What? Another remake? What's been quite interesting is that everyone's talking about remakes and remasters, but you've all mentioned games which are already part of series and had games after them. Like rather than mentioning a game which doesn't have a sequel and then asking for the sequel, that's quite interesting. Just Eternal Darkness. Was there a sequel to Eternal Darkness or was it a one-off? There's very likely a reason a game doesn't have a sequel. Not always, right? Like Days Gone, after you streamed it, Phil, we were all like, oh, like a sequel would be really good, and then there's not. Oh yeah. Oh, it's always about money, right? No, one of those weird GameCube license sales, ambition over hardware. Right, okay, I'm going to have to go and check this out now. I wonder if Pete's versus GameCube. She'll go find out. But yeah, Phil's right, it's always to do with sales. Most things I'd like to see remade or get sequels to, I'd have to ask for a Diddy Kong Racing sequel and a remake for Helen's sake. Oh, very, what's the word? Oh, I can't think of the word. Oh, camera's just having a moment. Bear with me. Let's try turning it off and on again. It normally does the trick. Camera? Can we do the thing like you think? There we go. Sorry about that. I've just got to do the zoom in again. Oh, too much camera, too much. There we go. Sorry about that. Every now and again it has a little moment where it decides to, like it hasn't turned itself off, but it just stops feeding through to the stream. Sorry, what were we talking about? The word that I was going to use to describe Nomad that I can't think what it is. Not conscientious, but that kind of word, if you know what I mean. The game about a sequel remake request would be Treasures of the Deep. Right, I remember this game because me and Phil went hunting for it when we were at a games expo. That's how I remember that game. I can't even like. Oh, look, Ghost Owl. How are you? Oh, this one has a cat. Because cats. Have you actually played it though, Phil? Like, did you play it? How's it going, Ghost Owl? What have you been up to? You having a good weekend? We're, well, I guess celebrating, moaning about remakes and remasters at the moment. Yeah, you played that day and your sister was annoyed by it because it was so old. Oh, the nostalgia. Oh, nice. That's good to hear. I hope you haven't sort of suffered too much from the weather either. I can't even think of a game that I'd like to see remade. All the ones that are sort of nostalgic for me are like the old point and clicks, and a lot of them have been remade. Not too bad. Yeah, I was going to say, like, where you are, I kind of assumed that it might be not great. No, EGX is merging with Comic-Con. So it's at the end of October. Not that I've got tickets. Still debating whether to bother because I like Comic-Con, but I'm not the target audience. And the last couple of EGXs we've gone to have just not been great at all. And they don't have a stand for special effect anymore, so I don't even have reason to volunteer there. You play some remakes, remasters, but typically only when I hadn't played the original. Yeah, see, I'm the same Ghost Owl. The last question that I threw out was, is there a game you'd like to see a remake or a remaster of? And is there a game that you'd like to see a sequel to? Well, I know that you enjoy Comic-Con, don't you, Charles? So it could be well worth a visit. Because, I mean, even if the EGX side of it is not great, you still get the Comic-Con side. Or where the remake is significantly different. All right, go on. You're going to have to give me some details about that Ghost Owl, because I must admit I don't really know the Final Fantasy games. Remake Dungeon Keeper with modern AI features. Oh, God, my brother just played Dungeon Keeper for, like, hours. Yeah, I think they were saying like weekend tickets are still available, but the availability is getting a lot lower. So might be worth checking it out if you intend to go. Like I said, I'm in an R in. I've got the Friday booked off, like from work, if we do want to go, but we haven't booked tickets yet. Still, like, not sure. And we're now going away the weekend before, so we're like, do we want to go away for the weekend, come back and go to EGX? Don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll be spontaneous. You went to Comic-Con in May. On the Sundays, it was free parking outside the Excel. Oh, yeah, love it when things are in the Excel. Because, like, we always drive there now. So much easier than getting a train. And cheaper. Than getting a train. Like, to pay for the parking. I think we did the Comic-Con in May. It might have been the Sunday too, possibly. And it was a spur of the moment thing. It was like, oh, like, should we just go out? Again, not the target audience, but it was just a nice thing to do, if you know what I mean. The original Final Fantasy XII was a turn-based JRPG, early PlayStation graphics, but the remake project is more action, right, okay, gotcha. Right, understood. So it's kind of the same story, but different game, sort of. Yeah. Okay. I do kind of wish that I could be more interested in the Final Fantasy games, because everyone who likes them does express like an awful lot of love for them, but they're just not for me. They're too, I think we discussed this last week. The storylines are just a little bit too much for me, if you get what I mean. Uh-oh, Tim's not happy. It's like, no one touches my Final Fantasy 9. Oh yeah, the trauma does feel. The trauma, yeah. Of getting one-shotted like 10 times at 3 a.m. and going, I am not leaving this seat until I finish this goddamn game. Yeah. Either trauma or love, yeah. PTSD. No, but there's a lot of people. Like, I know that we've got a lot of friends in chat that pop up that all like Final Fantasy. But yeah, just not. Ugh. Stop with a hella, God. No, I don't. I can watch. What I found is that I can watch Life is Strange games. I don't enjoy playing them myself, but I enjoy watching them as a story. What you want to see? Remasters of Golden Sun. Oh, I don't know that one. That's a new one on me. All right, Tim and Ghost Owl. What was that on? What's it about? What's the genre? Fill me in. See, 10. All right, so like everyone knows this game except me. I'm just trying to find the next colour. Bear with me. What are we looking for? 10C. Yeah, 10C. 7, 23, 24, 20. So we must have it open somewhere. There it is. RPGs for the Game Boy Advance, right. Fantasy world focused on the 4 elements and trying to save the world. God, yeah, because in what RPG would you try and save the world? No, by that I mean, like, I think I prefer smaller stories, if you know what I mean. I mean in the sense of the, like, I'm trying to think how to explain it. Like, what, like in Final Fantasy and other JRPGs, you're trying to save like the entire world, the entire universe, and it feels to me like just quite overwhelming. So I think I prefer stories which are more focused on smaller things that you're trying to save. Oh, there we go. We just mentioned turn-based combat. Yeah, there's no way I would have played that. You guys are all way more intelligent and patient than I am. Does that not then mean that every game should be the final one? And it's not, because they keep like churning them out. And yeah, I'm being very sarcastic. Like, I'm not. There's no offence intended. All right, here's another question for everyone, right? As soon as we're on the subject of remakes and remasters, what is the most pointless remake or remaster that you've seen? And pointless can any definition of the word pointless that you want to use. Oh, I picked one up and I dropped it. Seen already Bioshock 1 when that came out to be Horizon Zero Dawn. Baldur's Gate 2, pick a release. Wow, okay. How long was the Bioshock one then? Like, how quickly was that done? Because I'm assuming, Tim, that was your definition of the word pointless in that case, or was there a different reason why it was pointless? Don't mind complete editions where they re-release a game with all DLC and patches included on the disc. Okay, alright. And I'm assuming that's because it's just one price for everything in one place. Oh yeah, The Last of Us, yeah. That was quite a quick turnaround on remake, wasn't it? Resi 4 Wii Edition with the nunchuck controllers. I think I might have played that. I think a lot of PS4 games which get remastered with PS5. Yeah, there's a lot of that goes on, right? It was a Bioshock remaster. So, yeah, okay. In the conversations that I've had with various people, it kind of seems that a remake or a remaster that comes within 10 years of the original release, like, people consider pointless. So, like, 10 years seems to be this kind of general cut-off point. Yeah, that's the thing though, isn't it, Ghost Owl? Like it's like me with like the Myst games, right? I'm like, I probably have about 5 copies of Myst, like, be it on disc and digital editions. And like, when they bring out a new one, I'm like, you really want me to pay full price for this game that I already own 5 times? I don't get it. Horizon Zero Dawn and Last of Us Part 1 at least looks graphically better than the originals. The Last of Us Part 2 remastered seems more pointless. But like, if you hadn't played those games before, is it then better to pick up the remake or the remaster, or to pick up the original? On thoughts. If it's 2 console generations ago, that feels okay. But when the same disc still works, yeah, okay, I can understand that. Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn's remake isn't done yet, but the game's what, 5 years old? Yeah, it's not that old. And it's like, as well, the people that haven't played Horizon Zero, well, everyone who wants to play it has probably played it. That's what I mean. 7 years, okay. But it's still within that 10-year time period, right? Like, the cut-off period. Link's Awakening's remake is proof of how to do a remake. Very good indeed. Remake more Game Boy games. Okay, well, they're certainly a lot older than the 10 years, right? Oh, damn camera, sorry. Bear with me. Are you coming back, or have I got to restart you again? I'm going to have to restart you again, aren't I? Okay. Come on, camera. You can do it. Thank God Pete's not here right now, because you know what he'd be saying. Need new camera. There we go. Played the original Myst back on my Apple Mac in '94. Nice. Yeah, I played it on the family computer, which wasn't an Apple Mac, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, so Gozo agrees about the Link's Awakening. You know they just do it to keep the IP current and the investment is small for a guaranteed return. Yeah. Yes. Easy money, right? Easy profit. God, like everyone's played Myst, right? Is there anyone in chat who hasn't played Myst? Should we do it that way instead? Get some interns, some experience, and a remaster for a bit of profit. I'm not entirely sure that's how it is, Phil, but we'll go with it because I like that vision. Damn, Tim, damn. Play Myst. What, Phil? Come on, man. That's what we should do for Game Blast next year. Make Phil play Myst. Oh, speaking of Game Blast, in February, I've been sort of thinking on the suggestion last week of going for a pirate theme, and yeah, I think it's growing on me, you know? You wouldn't mind Link's Awakening style remake bundle of the Zelda Oracle games. Do you know what? I hate to say it, but I don't think I've ever played and completed a Zelda game, which is really bad seeing as her cat is called Zelda. But she's called Zelda because her brother was called Link and Ethan named them. Like, I've played the Zelda games, like several of them, but I don't recall actually completing one. Especially if it was single package, you can transfer save data without putting in a code. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a new Zelda game. Is there? Is there? I'm so out the loop at the moment when it comes to video games. Like, seriously out the loop. I've not really been playing too many of them recently. Just, I don't know, just not been in the mood. Hence the reason why I'm diamond painting today and not playing a game. Like, but Pete and I were thinking of streaming on Friday evening in the coming week and trying to get back into video games. It's the game where you actually play as Zelda rather than Link. Oh, okay. Right, what is it called, Ghost Owl? Just out of curiosity. I've heard nothing about this at all, but like I said, I'm not in the loop. there's not much to be in the loop for currently, is there not? Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on in the gaming world at the moment at all. I think not blogging currently as well is kind of giving me license to not stay up to date. Echoes of Wisdom, yeah, genuinely that's the first I've heard of it. So thanks Ghost Owl for the tip. Right, is that all of that colour? I think it might be. Okay, so let's come down here then. Let's get those 8s done because there's not that many of them. The problem is the consistent barrage of bad news in the industry in terms of developers losing their jobs left, right and centre. So outside that, it feels like it's just remakes and sequels. Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, Tim. There seems to be an awful lot of like non-news, like I don't know, like gaming journalism websites reporting on stuff, which is just not. I guess it's the equivalent of reporting on the weather, like we discussed earlier. It's just like nothing. Like you could sum up the story in the headline, and you wouldn't have to read anything else to know what was going on, if that makes sense. Right, 8. There we go. I think the industry is on life support at the moment. Yeah, it certainly feels that way. Like when I do dip into sort of the gaming news feed, it does all seem a bit like things are not well at the moment. But is it just like for the people that are more in the know than I am, is it a money thing? Is it the fact that all businesses are struggling at the moment, or is there more to it? Too many big investments waiting to burst, and that makes publishers scared, and then stifles innovation, right? In opinion, the VSLO course correction post-COVID, adjusting to a different market landscape. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think. Well, yeah, it is and it isn't. It's crazy to think that we're what? How many years are we since COVID? Like 5, 4? And things are still like so different. Like companies have not adjusted, like completely adjusted yet. But then when you think that the pandemic was so big and unexpected, a lot of the usual hyper-capitalism ruining creation too as usual, yeah. Similar to cinema, focusing on safe bets, yeah. Well, I guess that does beg the question, like when are we going to return to publishers, gaming or otherwise, being willing to take those risks again? Oh God, camera's gone off again. Sorry. I've got no idea what these things do. Yeah, but like, are true indie games even a thing anymore? Because it's very hard nowadays to tell or even define what's indie and what's not. I mean, look at the whole thing over Dave the Diver. I mean, like for those of us who have been around for a while, I think that's most of us, like blogging when indie games started to become a thing, it's not, I don't know, the vibe's totally different now, right? Or is that just me being old and cynical again? Right, let's get that one down. To be fair, I watched a playthrough of Dave the Diver. I actually quite enjoyed it. It wouldn't be a game that I would play personally, because I don't do well with sort of resource management type games, but I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I remember sort of blogging around that time, and like all the like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft all kind of jumping on the indie bandwagon and going to things like EGX, and there being these indie sections, but like they were all hosted by the big publishers. Oh, you're right, Nomad. We're kind of talking. We've now moved on to kind of talking about indie games, and in the sense that is there such a thing as an indie game anymore? Like Tim said, like the lines. Oh, blurred. And like, all right, so say like you've got a small team that's working on an indie game, and they have a small budget, and then a publisher comes along. Then what? Is that still an indie game? And that's not me saying that's a right or wrong answer. It's like a hypothetical question, if you know what I mean. Depends on the function of the publishers of the company, you think. So does that mean you're saying that if they're purely there from a financial standpoint, then it's still indie, but if they want kind of creative control, then it's not? Or have I misinterpreted that? I'm trying to find the other colour. There we go. You look at Devolver, they're just there to publish indies they think have potential. But if you see Devolver at a games expo, they don't look like an indie publisher anymore, promo. Like, I know it's Devolver, obviously, so there's going to be an element of kind of over the topness. But it's very big, it's very loud, it's very in your face, it's very flash. I don't know, like, it's just not. It's not how I remember going to expos and the indie sections being. But like I said, I'm old and I'm cynical and things change. As long as the developers keep the rights of the game, it's still indie. Right, so if a publisher's just throwing money at it, then we're still saying it's independent. I'd say that's how it feels to me, Phil. Depends who creates new publishers, you guess. Life is Strange by Square Enix, the OG, was indie-ish. Yeah, I mean, it comes back to the whole blurred lines thing, right? Like, there was a big sort of indie scene, and then the bigger publishers and companies started capitalising on it, and it all became very blurred. Yeah, Tim's got a good point above as well, right? But there are some indie games that would just never see the light of day if they didn't have a publisher. So, not the term is quite negative, but I don't mean it in a negative way. But it's kind of like a necessary evil. Definition of indie. At what point is it useful to know from a customer perspective? Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question, Phil. Like, does it matter? Like, throwing it out to everyone? Like, does it matter for you to know if a game is indie or not? Like, again, the whole Dave the Diver thing, right? When you look at it, you think, oh, that's an indie game. But in actual fact, it's not. Does that matter? Alright, guys, so you have a lovely Sunday, whatever you're up to. Look after yourself, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. If it's just publishing, then why would I care? If it's one person built this amazing game, then that's interesting, but your average customer. So who are you defining as the average customer then, Phil? Laters, Ghost Owl. Yeah, I agree. Dave the Diver is a good game. But does it matter if it's indie or not? Yeah, you might be wrong on that one. But then I guess this does come back to, like, what is our definition of an indie game? Like, if one person, like, say theoretically, if one person was building GTA 6, and alright, like, they were rich, right? Say they were rich, they had a shitload of money that they could throw at this game, but they made it, one person. Is that still indie? Even though they can kind of afford, they have so much money, they can afford to give up their job and spend 10 years developing a game. Those that see a trailer, like the game and buy it, or see number one on Amazon, etc., not the terminally online in the... Right, okay. Doesn't matter to you if it's indie, AA, AAA, as long as the game is interesting. Yeah. Although, I must admit, there are... I was about to say, yeah, I'm the same as Nomad, but I don't think I am, because there are certain publishers or companies that I will not go near. Like, I won't buy a game if it's associated with Disney. So then I can't say, can I? Like, it doesn't matter to me. Or is that just more my issue with that one particular company rather than AAA in general? Come on, the blue tack is not sitting right this time. Sam Barlow, for example, will always check out their new game. Yeah. But then, say like Sam Barlow became not indie anymore, would you still check it out? I'm assuming the answer is yes. It is interesting to hear how important like a game being indie is to people. And again, I know I'm kind of throwing out sort of little questions and comments, but I don't think there's a wrong or right answer. It's just more to inspire a conversation. It's based around enjoying their work, but that's completely anecdotal because being aware of the developer comes from a long time ago. Right. Playing indie games, I suppose, is similar to advocating for a small indie film over a Marvel flick. Lacks the big money and panache, but has a little more soul. Ah, that's a good summary. Soul. That's a perfect word to throw into the mix, I think. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's not the fact like that a game is indie or not. Maybe it's the fact of like whether you can tell whether it's been made with, oh God, sounds cliche, but like made with love, if you know what I mean. Is it something that's just been produced, or is it something that someone has put their like heart and soul into? And it doesn't matter if it's indie, AAA, AA, whatever. Like, if you can tell that the person behind this loves it, then is that the thing that we're all looking for? It's not the fact that it's indie, it's that kind of X Factor. Yeah, right? And there's a lot of soulless indie games on Steam right now because they're just being churned out. Games feel mass-produced because the massive publishers are able to reuse and redeploy assets and techniques for a backlog of successful games. Yeah. Good point. Defo too many Stardew Valley type games is a bit lazy. But there is I mean, you see it, right? Like a game. Right. Say an indie game becomes popular. And the next thing you know, you're on Steam. And every single suggestion is the same game as this indie game that you've just played. Stardew Manchester Valley, really? You'll give Graveyard Keeper a pass on that front, Mr. Webbergy, if it leaves it's an amusing spin. You haven't worked out, is this oh, this is diamond painting. So it's literally, you've kind of got colouring by numbers and then these little plastic diamond things that you stick on them. It's, I like to think of it as creative. I guess it's kind of not because I'm just following the numbers. But it's quite relaxing. Albeit, the pictures are all very kind of chintzy. I haven't yet really found a diamond painting picture that's not cute or, you know what I mean. I guess it's like this is like the physical version of colouring pixels, right? Always going to be people and companies looking to cash in on the latest trend. Yeah, it is a little bit soul destroying. As soon as we're talking about the word soul, it is a bit soul destroying when you go onto Steam and you look at your recommendation queue and it's just trash. Like you can just tell straight away, can't you, that it's just people looking to make a quick buck. Like, oh, let's copy some assets, let's copy that exact game and we'll just see if we can get people to buy it. And then the fact that people do buy it because, like, they've read the Steam reviews about how bad it is. Yeah, I know what you mean, Charles. This is about my level of creativity, if you know what I mean. I'm not good at things that require creativity. Although now you said that, I'm like, oh, like, I feel like I need to go and get a colouring book now. I want to do some colouring in. Microtransaction mobile games are the worst. Played one called Penguin Isle. Is that the one that keeps coming up for me on YouTube in adverts? Like every time I go to watch a video, I get freaking Penguin Isle advert. And while we're on that subject, oh my god, what is happening with the adverts on YouTube? Like, seriously. Not only are the quality of the adverts bad, just the frequency. It's like every 5 minutes now. It's terrible. Right, what should we do now? Let's do 4. Have I got that out already or not? I don't think so. Alright, we must have it out already, we just can't find it. They're really forcing the subscription model on people, banned ad blocks and everything. It's the thing that's getting me currently. Like I said, I've not been playing games, but I've been sort of browsing the news, like general news, on like my mobile, and it's all the websites that are kind of like, yeah, either accept our cookies or pay. Like that's the current bugbear for me. I'm like, no, and I will not read your site. You are not having my data, and I am not paying for this. And yeah, I know the whole point is you're getting something for free and you're paying with it using your data. Yeah, like I get it. Companies have got to make money. It's a business. But it doesn't mean I have to like it. Soulless copycat games are annoying. Being inspired by a game. Yeah, no, inspiration's fine. Inspiration is good, right? Because it can lead you to finding another game that you enjoy if it's inspired by something else you enjoyed, right? But there are just so many like just shovel games on Steam now. Like the recommendation queue is not great anymore. But then this is coming from the woman who has like 150 games on her wish list because she's got random recommendations from Steam. So I can't really talk. 150 games that I just don't feel in the mood to play right now. Does anyone else go through this? Like, does anyone else have periods where they're just like, I don't want to play video games? I'm hoping it's not a long-term thing. Like, I'm hoping that I do get back into it at some point. But I'm just not in the mood right now. Comes and goes. Any tips from anyone who has experienced anything like this? Like how to get back into it? Yeah, no bugging at the moment. Me all the time. I'll often just work on other things and come back to games, but I really play what's new. Like, I don't mind picking up new games. It's just like I got 2 Kickstarter keys this week and I've installed both games.